Yeah, very happy with tonight's performance. Not just with the clean sheet. We have one scary moment in the first minute of the game, but I thought from then on we mitigated any challenge that they did have throughout the 90 minutes. So, the clean sheet is just a reward for the hard work. I thought they challenged us. We countered that. They challenged us again. We countered it again. So, I thought it was, a good, complete team effort from players and staff just to make sure we kept on top of things our end. And an early start for the game. That's what we wanted. We wanted a rapid start. We wanted to put them in a quick game. We knew they're going to slow it down at times. We knew they're going to give us the ball at times. So the quicker we could get at them and reward ourselves, and we said it's a race to the first goal. So very happy with that. And we know we've got a two match away streak now, and this just set us up, that we could travel to those games with good spirits and happy vibes.
Bradley, congratulations on the win. Wanted to ask about Akil Watt's second consecutive game he starts. What have you seen from him in the last couple of games?
Yeah, well, tonight was very deliberate. We knew if we play with a back four with Kyle Hebert, we don't expect Kyle Hebert to bomb forwards and get, in the final third too often. He did his bit, but we knew then Akil Watts, he's a very attacking outside back, and from that point of view, we saw just exactly that. Brave to forward defense, transitions. Both outside backs were outstanding tonight. Kyle steps in to win the ball, on the goal, and Akil is very dangerous in the final third with dangerous crosses, low and hard, and we earned a bunch of corners that way. So, credit to Akil. It was just precautionary to get him out the game. The load, the cumulative fatigue over 2 games now, and mitigating minutes. So, yeah, just hope to keep these guys going along through the stretch here.
A.Z. Jackson and Sam Adeniran seem to be seizing their chances, getting in the lineup, and talk about their play and also Sam's play on the assist on the second goal, which was an exceptional effort.
Yeah, you saw 1 or 2 bursts of what Sam can provide. He's not just a hold-up guy. He can also challenge the back line with his speed and pace and power. So that was pretty fun to watch. And Joaquini, always have to keep an eye on him. So I think just the balance that we found in the midfield with AZ, we had the creative artist underneath just between the lines, and then setting up 2 strikers, powerful runners who can hold up the play as well. So, I thought, it was a good performance from the front 3 tonight, and every addition that we brought into the game as well. I thought they played their fair part in the game as well and secured the victory for us.
And how's Jabulo?
Yeah, so yesterday he was I don't think any South African has felt the humidity and the heat as we felt over the last 2 days. So he just struggled with the heat a little bit, fatigue. So he had a couple of dizzy spells, going into the game, and yeah, we were just monitoring that. We had a backup plan if he couldn't go, but yeah, just credit to him for pushing through and keeping things simple and still doing his job.
Brad, can you still be surprised by Roman's saves? I mean, every game he comes up with something else.
Yeah, so I can't be surprised because it's never the same save. So it's always new saves that always surprise us. No, he doesn't surprise us at all. We see it in training 4 days, 5 days a week. So, we enjoy, being around greatness, and we enjoy seeing Roman getting rewarded with the All-Star call-up, and he's our captain, he's our leader for a reason, and he's displaying, and he's being a leader from the front, right? So he's not just a voice in the locker room, but he's also now, leads by doing. So yeah, credit to him.
They just got to pick the guys up.
Sure, it's an energy booster, right? So I think Roman's chasing. I said tonight we're playing against ourselves. It's us against us, because we want to challenge ourselves. And playing against a team who, hasn't had a great run of form lately. That's when they at their most dangerous, because at some time that trend stops, right? So we took it personal, not on our watch, that trend is going to stop here at CITYPARK. So, credit to the fans as well. They were immensely loud tonight from the very get-go, and happy about that too.
Yeah.
Bradley, you talked late in the week about how long passes and diagonal plays were really what kind of what they got you in the game in Colorado. Very first play of the game, diagonal play, they get a couple of good long balls. You talk about mitigating their chances. How did you guys go about mitigating their chances in those specific opportunities?
Yeah, just with different confrontation lines throughout the game, right? So sometimes you feel you're in it, and then you can stay in it and defend forwards, and sometimes you feel you get a little bit stretched. Now, you know, it's great intentions just to now release and play the pressing game, but at some point you need to be strategic and get numbers across and delay slightly before you can find the next trigger. So, you know, I thought our pickup points were slightly different tonight, and you could see a lot of the times, you know, they got the ball and looked, they saw it was blocked, covered, they looked and saw. So we nullified quite a lot of that, and credit to the boys for the game plan, you know, so, yeah.
That point about pickup points, there seemed to be a little bit of a shift in the midfield, maybe because of the injury, obviously, to Leuven. Are you guys doing something differently? I saw Stroud and both Vasiliev are getting outside, but then also really kind of crashing back in on defense. How have you guys kind of shifted the defense? Or the midfield, I should say. Yeah,
listen, I mean, it's partly formation and partly personnel. So we know Indy and Jared have great engines, right? So to get out there and to do the dirty work, right? So they have to connect to Blom on the weak side as a 6-6, and then they release out, and you know, and also in transition they need to do that bit too. So I thought we should have finished the game off in the first 25 minutes. Should have been 4-5-0 at that point, you know, and that's one thing, you know, if we can take away from this game, is to be a little bit more ruthless, because they managed the game towards the end of the half very well, and then they started the second half pretty good, and then challenged us. So, you know, I would have liked the game to have been put to bed a little bit earlier.
J.C. Jackson had another fantastic performance tonight as well. When you helped acquire him in the offseason, were you expecting him to be this good so soon, especially in central midfield this has been?
Well, then we wouldn't have signed him, right? So, you know, if we look at talents and we look at players throughout the league, and, you know, Lutz has a good network, and, you know, we feel we have a good system and platform to promote youth and develop players. So if you look at, you know, sometimes it's not easy as well. You know, AZ gets signed, you know, start, you know, in Minnesota 2, didn't really get the looks that he would have liked, you know, and I've told him before, he's going to have all of the experiences with us. He's going to play for City 2. He's going to be on the bench with the first team. He's not going to be at the roster sometimes, and he's going to start games. So, you know, I've been true to all of those things what I told AZ, and it's, you know, credit to him that trusting the pathway. And sometimes it's frustrating as a player when you feel in your good run of form and the team's doing well, and I'm not getting minutes. You know, my heart goes out to like Isak Jensen, you know, on the bench, ready to go, and all of a sudden, I don't get my number called tonight. So, you know, and that's part of it, because we see top talented guys training, and, you know, it's just the patience and the trust now in the coaching staff to know what's best for them at their moment in their careers.
4 of the changes, 4 guys in the left tonight were guys who played at San Jose. Yarrow, Watts, Adeniran, and I can't even read my names. Yeah, Sam, and AZ. So, and obviously, you know, you said competition starts again on Tuesday. So do those guys, I mean, the way they, off the boost they got from last Saturday, come into practice this week with even more energy?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the minute yes, more energy for sure. More energy from everybody else. And again, it's the internal competition now, you know, over these months where we know Leagues Cup is coming up. We know there's a bunch of games back to back. We know we have midweek games. So there's minutes there for everybody, you know, and I'm happy to have, you know, got out Jake Nowinski again tonight as well, and did a great job at the wing back, you know. So there's going to be minutes, and all I ask for is patience from the players, and sometimes it's personnel, sometimes it's the opposition that gives us an indication of who we can play, and you know, go against their weakness to our strengths, and vice versa. So that's part of, you know, the game planning, and part of, you know, having the roster that we have, that it's almost like a hybrid system. It's a plug and play. We can put guys in and do just about, you know, anything. So credit to the guys for being flexible, open, and you know, smart, tactically smart to know what to do in the moment. So credit to these guys.
There are a lot of center backs out there at the end: Hebert, Parker, Yarrow, and Bartlett.
Sure. I mean, yeah, Hebert's been used at for a couple of weeks now in a different role. But still, you know, I think if you look at his dual winning percentages, I think he's one of the best in the league in 1v1 duels, and he's a weapon out there too. He can play centre back just as easy. Right now he's doing the job for the team at outside back.
Right, you said it was a race for the early goal. Explain how important that early goal is to you guys.
Yeah, I think I don't need to explain it. I think we just need to look at the stats, right? I'm not sure of them, but, you know, when we score first, I think
9-0-2.
There we go. He's got it. You know, so if you look at that, it's very important for our style of play, right? So just to make sure we get out there, guns blazing, without being naive and vulnerable, of which, like, again, if there's anything to take away tonight, is the first minute of the game, right? So whether that's first half of the last 2 games, I mean, the start of the second half, the last 2 games, or now the start of this game. So, it's something that we have to mitigate, something we have to spark it, and I don't know, something in the locker room before we go out, and just to make sure that we don't want to give these chances away too early on, and we want to make sure that we put enough pressure on the opponent to fold, to bend, to break, and then score goals. Yeah.
70th minute, you're up 2-0, but like you said, you hadn't put it away the way you wanted it to, and you put in Lucas Bartlett, you shift the back line and kind of go to a 5-man, 3-man back. How do you get the confidence in your team to make that shift so late? Not only of a player like Lucas Bartlett on the back line, but also shifting the entire formation you're in. Just go back to that hybrid
Yeah,
you were talking about?
it's just belief in what we're doing, right? So we've trained this throughout the season. We've played it in Seattle. We've done it a few times, and I thought we've done pretty well at times in a back 5. The thing is, you have to stick to your principles. You have to be brave, and I believe, if I portray bravery as a coach, it should ignite the players to be brave in that moment, to defend forwards and still stay true to the principles and still to connect and still to push up the back line. So, credit to the boys to be flexible and, tactical at the same time, but always committing to the principles. And with that, I believe we can play any formation. Yeah.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good night.